Hello guys, and we're here today with another very interesting deck profile. We're here today with some Trimids, and overall, on consistency, I'm really not certain. Well, not consistency, on competitiveness. Because like it can be really stunful, it can be really annoying, but there's just opening. The problem with opening is just a little bit awful. But mid to late game, this deck is honestly pretty strong, I feel like. It can just get up some really nice stun, just really mess with your opponent, just do a lot of deck thinning, and just have a decent amount of very powerful back row that your opponent just can't deal with. So anyways, let's just go right into the deck profile. Overall, one last thing is that Trimids work well with Rock Stun, but Rock Stun doesn't work well with Trimids. So it's just, what do you want to focus on? Do you want to focus on Trimids? Okay, then this is a decent deck. Do you want to focus on Rock Stun? Take out the 15 Trimid cards. Anyway, so Triamid Sphinx, if a Triamid monster you control is destroyed, you can special summon this card. This card can only be special summoned by a Triamid card. It cannot be special summoned by other ways, so that includes Triamid King Golem, which can special summon a Triamid monster from your hand if it leaves the field and is sent to the graveyard. And this card gains 5 attack and defense for each field spell card with a different name in your graveyard, so that's definitely very nice. It can really boost up his attack very high. And then we have Hunter. Hunter gives us an extra normal summon for any rock type monster, so that's very great. Being able to summon him out and then summon out a Quackimuru is very, very great. And both Triamid Hunter and Triamid Dancer have the effect where during your opponent's turn, you can activate a Triamid field spell card from your deck to your side of the field and get rid of the field spell card you have. But you do have to target the Triamid field spell card you control. So that's definitely very great, just being able to get rid of one of your field spells for another field spell. So definitely very great. And then Dancer is during your turn, you can target a Triamid card in graveyard, any Triamid card, and put it back in your deck, and all rock type monsters gain 5 on attack and defense. And honestly, that's pretty great. Like, it might have been a bit better to have draw power, like put it back in your deck, draw one card. But being able to boost up Dyna to 22, 27, it's honestly really great, especially and with the Quackimurus as well. And with Sphinx, it will keep Sphinx attack the same because he'll lose 500 when you put it back in your deck, and then he gains 500. And then during your opponent's turn, you can remove the field spell you have to place another one. So it just allows you to bump. If you were to have an infinite amount of turns, you could bump up Triamid Sphinx attack to an infinite amount, which is kind of insane. But you probably wouldn't get that many turns. Your opponent would probably be able to do something by then. Anyways, for the Quackimuru running 2 Overlord, 2 Guardian, and 1 Sandman, I'm not too concerned with my opponent's back row, so I really don't think we should be playing 2 Sandman. But being able to negate a monster effect, being able to negate any summon is very, very great. I feel like this is a great balance, because if you draw into too many monsters too early, it can be very annoying, because then you just have one monster out, and it's like, okay, this can get rid of a card, but my opponent can easily play around it. And then we're also running Fossil Dyna, which can just lock our opponent out of special summoning, and it's just overall pretty decent to just have a card that's like either gets rid of all special monsters or just prevents special summoning. And then we have 2 Maxi, just more consistency, more draw power. And anyways, and onto the field spells, we have 1 Instant Fusion for more aggressive plays, 1 Soul Charge for more aggressive plays, but at the same time defense plays because you can't attack. And then for for consistency cards, we're running 3 Desire, 3 Card Itemized, 3 Terraforming, 3 Diamond Core, and 3 Duality. Terraforming Core searches out our field spells, Diamond Core searches out any of our Quackimurus, and then Duality I really like because it allows us to look at 3 cards, and this deck doesn't special summon a lot, so no downside there. Pot of Desires. As long as you still have 1 of each card in your deck, you should be good. Like, it's when you banish all copies you have of that card, that's when it gets annoying, but I mean, we're running, like, banishing Diamond Core isn't the worst thing. It's better. I'd rather banish Diamond Core, all 3 of my Diamond Cores, than banish 3 of my Quackimurus. And same with Terraforming and the field spells and the whatnot. Now with Carded Demise and the Quackimurus, if I was a judge, which I'm not, I would rule that you could reveal and then ditch. That would be my ruling, but I'm not certain. Like, I didn't have it on Auto Chain, I didn't have it on Always Chain. No, I had it on Auto Chain, but I didn't have it on... It just destroyed my Quackimurus, and I had a rock type monster in my hand because it ditched first. I'd probably rule it where you could reveal and then ditch because both cards stay during your end phase. So to me that says, alright, I can do whichever one I want in whichever order. Anyways, for other spell cards not back row, we have Twin Twister, which could be back row. And then for the field spells, this card makes all rock type monsters gain 500 defense, so that's very nice. Triamid monsters on the field cannot be destroyed by card effects, really nice. And if this face-up card is sent to the graveyard, target a Triamid monster graveyard added to your hand, so that's definitely very nice, more cycling. If this card, if it's sent from the field zone to the graveyard, you can add a Triamid card from your deck to hand, so that's definitely very great. And if a rock type monster normal summon, gain 500 life. If a Triamid monster is normal summon, draw one card, then discard one card. It sucks that you have to discard a card, but it's now nonetheless more consistency. And then King Golem allows you to, like I said, when it leaves the field, special summon a Triamid monster from your hand, and all rock type monsters get 5 attack, and Triamid monsters all become Armadis. When they battle, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. So that's definitely very great, just being able to attack over things and just being able to boost stuff, and it's just like, oh, you can't activate your back row, you can't activate anything. And then now on to back row. Running 2 Gozmak, 2 Rivalry. Like, it's not really a problem for this deck because they're all rock earth except for our Max C's, but we're not normal summoning those. So Gozmak and Rivalry, not the worst thing in the world. And then we also have 2 Call the Haunted. 2 Call the Haunted is kind of like a mystery box of trap cards. It can be a Judgment, it can be a Strike, it can be a Trap Stun, it can be a Vanity's Emptiness, or it could be just a Triamid monster that's like, alright, I can switch my zones and get different stuff. So there's a lot of different stuff. Like, I mean, it could also be a Cycler. It's just a mystery box of different stuff depending on what you've seen already. So it's definitely very great. I really like it. You just need to know when to activate. If your opponent activates 2 Pendulums, summon out your Overlord. If your opponent activates the Advanced Ritual, to summon out Chaos Max, summon out whatever you want. It's just really nice when you just flip it and then like False Dinah, and they can't special summon. And then we have 3 Solemn Strikes and 1 Solemn Warning, just pretty standard back row, just more stuff to hurt our opponent with. And that is it for the main deck. I mean, for the extra deck, we're not going to be making too many monsters, really, because we're just going to focus on having our Overlord, having our Walking Mirrors and our Trimids, and just being like, alright, I'm going to protect my Overlord now with whatever I can, and if that means I can summon out Sphinx, yes, let me summon out Sphinx, so that way they have to attack Sphinx. And they can't attack Overlord near my other monsters, and it's just very nice overall. You know, into the extra deck we have Norden for more aggressive plays, and then just pretty standard rank 4s, Utopia the Lightning, Dark Rebellion, Carnagorgon, 101, Giant Hand. Just definitely very nice to have a monster that can negate monster effects. Olan Draco to attack over stuff, and then Castel, Digus Emerald for more cycling, and then Abyss Dweller. And Digus Emerald is a rock, so he can be boosted. And then Abyss Dweller, of course, like I said. And then for rank 3s, because we are playing a decent amount of rank 3s. Oh yeah, Black Golem, I forgot to mention him. If all monsters in your graveyard are Earth, which they will be, contribute this card to target 2 level 4 lower rock type monsters in your graveyard, except Black Golem, special summon those targets, but their effects on the field cannot be aggravated that turn. You can still get off the extra normal summon with Triamid Hunter. These guys will still destroy themselves. Neither way, you can still special summon, so it's not really a problem. And then once it becomes your opponent's turn, you can use Triamid Hunter or Triamid Dancer's effects to remove your field spell to place another one. So it's just another monster one. And it can help with making rank 4s, rank 3s. Anyway, Solar Silver Mountain. Detach a card target a set spell card your opponent controls. It cannot be activated while this card is faced upon the field. If this card destroys a monster battle while it has X-rays. Even 2, you can spell summon Earth monster from your graveyard. So that's any monster except for Triamid Sphinx. And then now a card will pop stack cards, and Carnagorgon will, during either player's turn, detach an XYZ material, take a face-up monster, put its attack to 0, negate its effects, and then during your turn you can destroy one monster with 0 attack on the field. So definitely very, very great XZs and great options when you need to go into them. So that is it for Triamids. Interesting deck. Wondering if it's going to get more support, but on competitiveness, on consistency, there might be a bit of a problem. Hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys later. Bye.